God, Jesus, it looks like I've been sprung. Next time I come to England, I'm going to have to find somebody else's jeans I can borrow to go and make a YouTube video. What a load of shizing. Listen, just out of interest, like, you know, for all the people that don't really have a side, that just watch YouTube as like a place to come to look for entertainment, know a little bit about the characters based on what they see. I don't really know what goes on behind the scenes. Just out of a, like a, what do you call it, like a survey, like research, who actually finds Humble credible. Like, I'm just interested, just from a naked eye's point of view, someone that doesn't really know what's going on and just watches from the sides. I mean, do you really think that he actually looks like, from a completely neutral, unbiased, whatever, doesn't give a shit about me, doesn't give a shit about him? Does he anything that has he sold you on anything that he says? Like, I'm just out of interest. I'm not talking about people that picked a side and all that. I'm talking about just how does it look for the, you know, the average person that, you know, just flicks on like they're watching the telly and like, oh, what's this all about? What's that all about? Knows a little bit based on what they've seen over past, present. You know, to me, I mean, it's a bit different from me because I'm sort of involved a little bit, and he just seems absolutely ridiculous with some of the shit he comes out with. Him and that Cumbian lie, I mean, he's obviously full of shit, but I mean, like, does he come across as credible in any way, shape or form? You know, like, I just can't get my head around why anyone would believe a word that comes out of that bloke's head, face, what do you call it, arse? I don't know, same thing. Julio and Glazy arse. He might as well speak out of his arse and how shit he talks. But anyway, I've got to stop saying I hate when I'm listening to myself back saying bloody one of those habit things you just can't sort of seem to break. Another one I think I just there, so I did it then without even realising. Another one I say is I put mun on the end of things, and then I only realised that years ago, like when Zara said I want you to say Jimmy Munn. I didn't even realise I did it, and then I realised I've got a friend of mine that speaks like that, and I must have called it off him. So be careful, the more you take the piss out the way somebody speaks, the more you might end up speaking like that, so just be careful. But again, look, this is the way I interpret it. People might have thought Humble had a bit of street cred, and a bit of this and a bit of that. But let's face it, it's not what he knows, it's who he knows. And he's got no problems if he can find the people to do his dirty work for him, to paying those people to do that dirty work, but he won't actually come out and do that dirty work. You know, I saw a thing, was it the Underbelly, based on Australian like true crime and all that. And I think it was like Carl Williams, and he had to do his first hit, make his bones, and the way he saw it, he thought if he's got money he can pay people to do all this stuff for him. Why's he got to do it? And the two men that he used to pay, he said, like, if you don't prove you've got the minerals or what it takes, you know, to go through and do that stuff, you know, do the dog's work, then the dogs will end up attacking you. So, you know, it's all very well to have money and think you can sit in your high rise on your blimmin' hammock observing life, think you can just pay people to carry out all your things for you, but the real world that you've decided to put yourself into, Humble, it don't work like that. At some point you're gonna have to prove yourself, you know. And if I'm just a retard, slow Biden, whatever you call me, what you gotta lose? You know, I'm not asking to like, you called me out and you said that you made it clear that you acted like you're very, very connected. Look, the only thing you'd be connected to is my fist or my hand on the other end, your face at the other end of it, or another part of your body. But you know, I get all this shit all the time, you know, and I've met a lot of people that say, oh, you don't want to fuck with us, we're connected. So you talk like that, anything you'll be connected to, it's my fucking hands. whatever I fucking plunge into you. I hate it when people talk like that to me. Because you got to understand something, Humbled. I don't care. I don't care. For me, living and dying is nothing for me. Like, you know, the way I see it, we're all destined for the same fate. But if you can't meet me and you claim to be this international fucking whatever you decide to call yourself, I think an international grass, to be honest, then Humble is not good at Humble is I can't read very well. Humble is not good at anything. It does, yeah, I know. The thing is that the way I see it is that look, he made a channel off the back of Decker Heggie, and it looks like there was something that happened prior to him having this campaign. Now, you look at all the people which have allegedly outed Decker Heggie. These people, they're all just, and people were saying it at the time, it's just wrong and out and wrong. You know, Tony Burkett, Dildo Dave, other people with very questionable past. It seems to me it doesn't matter what you've done, it's just who you know, what side are you on. But look, is Decker Heggie a sex offender? He committed a crime involving a slap in a woman's arse where he got a fine. So technically, yes, he is a sex offender, becomes under the sex offender categories of crimes. If he was put in jail for that offence, he probably would have had a hard time. Let's say it is what it is. Birds' arses get slapped all the time. I don't know about now, but you know, I don't know how many would own up to it. People do it. There's probably more to it than just this slap on the arse. I don't know. I weren't there. But that is a clear conviction. You know, like, it is what it is. He got done for that. But the problem I've got is now is they're trying to use these same tactics on other people which aren't what they decker out to be. Now, there are plenty of people on this YouTube which have got long histories of all kinds of domestic violence and all kinds of stuff, but they're not got campaigns going after them. You know, false accusations of rape and, you know, multiple people were up to all this kind of stuff, and now it puts everything in question. It's a bit like a copper that they found out that he's been corrupt since day one, so everyone he's nicked, they have to let everyone out of prison, anyone that's been involved in a case, because it could have been tainted. So it turned out the copper was corrupt. Now, Humble is corrupt. You know, he doesn't care about sexual predators. He cares about his enemy and maiming them as sexual predators. Now, this is why I find JDP banter very interesting at the moment, because he's actually been behind enemy lines and he's seen what goes on. And this is what happens, you see, when people are behind enemy lines and they see how they think and how they work, and it's like, hang on a minute, this shit ain't right. What are you doing, Stick? You don't fucking run over there, you prick. This shit ain't right. So, you know, and when people stand up to these people, they really realise exactly what they put the other people through. I mean, you got JDP's channel copyright strike from a channel which all they do is replay other people's content and react to it. This is what I mean. There are no fucking rules for one side. There's only rules for the other side. And I choose not to show my face because, look, I don't show my face. I've got anything to hide. But I know that it's like, you know, speaking to strangers. I don't know who the people watching me are. I don't know what their intentions are. Now, I will meet people face to face in the real world. You know, obviously I have done. I'm not going to show my face to a bunch of strangers. You know, I don't know if a video is going to get 7 views, 50 views, 50,000 views. In fact, the more views, the more exposed I am. And the problem is, what I've seen with these trolls, they don't really attack the person, they attack everyone around them and make their life absolute misery. Don't you, Dave? Don't you, Humbles? Did you not contact my missus and my relatives and my brothers, sisters, everybody around me? You know, so for that reason, no, I don't show my face, because guess what? I don't want to be trolled. Is that bad? Am I wrong for not wanting to be trolled? Should I put my face on to make it easier to troll me? Look, anyone can be trolled. Anyone. I just don't want to make it easy for people. So right at the beginning, I made a decision. I thought, I'm not going to show my face. So if people really want to find my face, it means they have to do a lot of digging. And if they're not willing to do that much digging, they must have a real problem with me. If they've got that much of a problem with me, then they could have my face, because they're going to need it if they're going to want to come and find me. That means I've got a chance to head back. As for having been on the run and shit like that, I've been to England, I've been back, you know, I've been past the authorities, in and out the queues. Might have even popped into an old bill station and let them know that I am who I am and I'm not on the run like these YouTube court claims to be. Anyway, yeah, so I hope hope JDP banter sticks with what he's doing, because I think he's doing a good, honourable thing here, and I've really got a lot of respect for him for doing that, because he is in England. He is in England, and he's got a family, and you know, he's going to be under a lot more pressure than I am. So from these people, because I know what these people are capable of. Don't forget, I used to sit with them. I was sat with Dodgy Dave pretending to be his friend, at the same time that he knew that he screwed me. The only thing that he fucked up on is that he didn't know. He was so naive that he didn't know that I knew that he screwed me. How crazy is that? So when I blew a fuse, he was shocked, and I really, that wasn't really my plan, but you know, it is what it is. And I noticed Exposure TV as well, like, you know, when he first came onto YouTube. Okay, let me give you a little bit of background about Dodgy Dave. He never really wanted to have a channel. He always wanted to sit in Becca's shadow, because he had a big channel. Like, look for his trolls for him, spin stories for him. He was in the comments as Beat the Bullies, Hoodwinked. He had a load of other channels, and he's in the comments now. He's all around YouTube at the moment. That's what you'd be doing on the different account names and stuff like that, poking the bear, finding out who's who, gossiping, hoodwinking people. You know, when I first spoke to him, he messaged me via email. I think it might have been in a comment saying, how do I contact you? And then it was like email, and it was Beat the Bullies at something.com. I can't remember, the Gmail, I can't remember. And it was all about Decker, like, convinced me that he was innocent. And then he told me about what he does for a living, and then blah blah blah, and you know, that's how that happened. So anyway, let's have a quick look at the comments. Oh fuck, my missus is coming to the car. Oh she won't. Hang on, I have to mute myself. Sorry about that. Humble's first class at chasing spice. So I need some bloody reading glasses. It needs a red splat. First class chasing Spio. Oh bullshit. Everybody needs a red splat. Humble is brilliant at Humble hideout, yeah. That's the only skill he's got, is hiding. Unbelievable at shit stirring. Humble, also a top-notch police informant. Oh yeah, I know. It's weird how he's like using social media to inform on people. I know for a fact that people have been nicked because of the shit that he's done online. Not going to name names. It's not my business. Well, I'm not going to name names unless I'm asked to name names. It's their business. I know there's deeper meanings behind his videos. I know he's got a boss. I know he'd be impossible to reason with because he's not calling the shots. He's not the puppet master. He's the puppet. And the only thing he's good at, even he's a good respect, is hiding. He's got a brother who's a copper. His mum's name is Wilma. He's got a brother. He's got multiple brothers from different nationalities. His mother was pumping babies out like a bloody, Bangkok ping pong show. He looked like the runt of the litter, to be honest. But then again, you see his other brother. He looks a bit like him, like short, like little squirt. He's forced people into doing this kind of stuff to fight back. And the thing that really bothered me is that he hated Decker because apparently he's a significant risk to women. Yet I asked him how he felt about a woman's house being shot up with a shotgun, and he refused to answer. Now, that speaks volumes for me. See, that tells me exactly who he is. He doesn't care about what women or what children are hurt, as long as they're the ones which that he doesn't know or care about. He's more of a risk to women than Decker Heggie, because I don't remember Decker Heggie attacking a house with a shotgun, petrol bombs, pistols, axes. Don't remember him doing any of that. Definitely don't remember him paying people to do that on his behalf. Going after, people that what they call them, classed as vulnerable. I think he's got zero credibility, and he's even willing to sack his own daughter for YouTube. He's just disgusting. And if he calls me slow Biden, I believe I owned him on that live, on GC's live. If I'm slow Biden, what the fuck does that make him? Back to the comments again. I'm also talking, yeah. He had carry out jobs and served them up to the law. Humble needs stopped. 100% he does. Him and that Brown. I recognise a geezer in that video. The brown geezer. You know how I recognise him? Because he made a little phone call to somebody. He made a phone call to someone and it was recorded. Just think of the name Brown, Humble. Think of Brown. Think of that Brown. Not the shit that comes out your ass. A human Brown. Like I said, they got spies in all camps. There are people that are willing to play both sides. And all we do is listen. Ears open, mouth shut. Drunky the clown. No one believes him on any platform. He wears platforms. Yeah, I know. No, he needs I went on Axel's earlier, and other mongoloid, what's his name, Ash. I believe that. See, they didn't let me speak on there. I think it's because they worry what I might say. And I said, I believe Humble's protecting you, keeping you out of prison. Like, how can he keep you out of prison? What, is he the police? Has he got contact? No, he's got something on you, Ash. Something that you don't want to let out. And if you do what you're told, and you're on his team, then he'll keep that to himself. He's well known for revenge porn, and That's going to be his downfall. His sick sexual fetishes. See, we've all got sexual fetishes. He's got sick sexual fetishes. That's going to come up and bite him. Because the way I see it, whether you're convicted or not, if you commit a sex crime, you're a sex offender. Doesn't matter if you get a caution, it doesn't matter if you don't get nicked for it, doesn't matter if you get 10 years for it, still commit a sex crime, still a sex offender. And in my opinion, you're a sex offender, humble, because of some of the shit that you've been doing. Now, I don't know how anyone out there can condone what's happening at I'm going to have to pick my words carefully here. What really frustrates me, and I wanted to say this earlier, sometimes, you know, if I don't say it at the time, it just goes, I forget things, is that it's obviously Kevin the cab driver is an out and out grass. I mean, it's obvious to a blind man. No one's calling it out. And I noticed Disclosure TV before, well, he must have not been, Disclosure TV must have not been debriefed before Kevin was on a live. Was it on a live with Ash and Roxy? He said, he's a grass, get rid of him, kick him off. And he was putting the comment after comment, and even Ash was like, that's a bit strange, yeah. How come you got nicked before, blah, blah, blah. And then all of a sudden, I think that live went down, and then they all like were trying to cover their own tracks. It's just pathetic, man. That bloke is a fucking grass, man. He's a grass. He's a fucking grass. Why can't people get their fucking heads around that, man? I mean, if you see a bacon bonce, you either make sure all your kids are away from it, and you either distance yourself from them or you deal with them. And the same goes with the grass. You know, you not only got to protect yourself, you've got to protect your children as well. Because grasses will do anything to stay out of jail. And the more the grass, the more they're not going to want to go to jail, the more they're going to grass. If you know what I mean. So there's a lot of people out there that associate with this geezer. I'm spelling it out for you in plain fucking English. Anybody that wants to share this, fucking share it. Kevin is a grass. Anyone that's doing anything naughty with that man needs to fucking watch themselves. Anyone that's doing anything clean and around that man, because if you're not doing anything wrong, he'll still make it look like you're doing something wrong. As a lot, some of us on it already know. Why would Humble do this if he was already? Well, thing is, Jimbo is I think he's shaked a few hands of some dodgy people, and I think it's got to the point where you can't just walk away. He probably knows too much. You know, about other people's sexual shit and all that. Now, is he being paid now for doing what he's doing? I don't know. Maybe they got enough on him to make him do it for free. Who knows? I mean, look at his bosses. I mean, they're behind bars. They're not a non-swing. I mean, what does that tell you? What does that tell him? I mean, like, do the math. And if he's the only person they got running around, you know, calling the shots on their behalf, he's not doing a very good job, is he? Should have got someone a bit more clued up, a bit more connected. The problem is no one wants to associate themselves with sexual predators, which is what Humble is. He's a sexual predator. He messages me at least once a day with some bullshit, trying to antagonise me. I've got to be careful how I respond, because it's like talking to a copper, like a bent copper. And we all saw him before trying to get people nicked and stuff like that. You know, I'll come up with this next week. There's more to come on him and Wilma as well. Wilma's hands, they're not clean. And his fucking grandmother and the house. The house which he I'll talk about that another day. And Amanda, Donna Kebab, aka Donna Kebab, and what's that, Mandy Jameson as well. Fucking hell, her hands aren't totally clean either. It's fucking strange though, I'll tell you, because she allowed a sexual predator into her house. But I'm not talking about DH, I'm talking about DD. And DH, apparently she done a Sarah's Law. Which is what I can't get my head around. You see, this Sarah's Law, from what I know, has been done 3 times. Once it was done by Decker's brother, apparently, allegedly, because I only found that out from Dave. Now, when Dave was trying to prove he was innocent, he told me he'd heard the Sarah's Law off the brother, and it was clean, which is strange because there's nothing on it. There'd be nothing to hear. Then he went and done a Sarah's Law himself, which we know later on was edited, which is also really strange. You know, if someone's wronging, why do you need to lie? And then, so if Mandy Jameson done a Sarah's Law on Dildo Dave, what the fuck came up on that? Oh, she can't tell anybody. See, this is what I mean. There's a lot of gaps, and the reason why I find JDP banter interesting now is because he came out and he started saying that he started questioning this Decker stuff as well. And don't forget, he was behind enemy lines, and he must have seen some stuff that didn't make sense or questionable, or actually saw it, you know, black and white, where we're going to make up a lie today about animals, we're going to do this, we're going to do that, ha ha, he. This is why I find it interesting. Now, I know you put all the stuff into the equation. Humbles pays money to people to do certain things. I mean, Darren G, you know, exposed it. They offered him money to go along with his campaign or whatever it was. So how do we know that he hasn't offered money to a lot of these other people to come out and say, yeah, Decker done this, Decker done that? The Sarah's Law was edited by Double D, and he admitted to that later on. Apparently it said maybe arrested children, cut the maybe out. And so, no, we don't. I know he applied for the Sarah's Law. Well, I believe I know. He showed me his computer where he applied for it. But this man has got a history of being a master of deception. Well, not a master, he's been nicked for it multiple times. That's what his acro mostly shows, this receiving money by deception. That whole Decker Heggie thing where he was deployed from the Philippines, that was all dumped, monkeyed up paperwork. So, you know, there's a lot of people on this YouTube, on this dark corner, and it seems like they're targeting people with the big channels who go against them. People want to be like a lone wolf and stuff like that. They don't really go after me that heavily because I haven't really got a big channel. But I don't know. There was the other one. This is why I changed my name from Grasses Nonsense Exposed, because it seemed to attract more nonsense and grasses trying to befriend me, like thinking like, oh, you know, if I can get in with him, then I'll cover my own tracks. Why do you think Burkett got in close with me after I turned on Decker? because he wouldn't show me his acro, which he promised me. Straight away, Decker, boom, popped up on one of my lives. And then it turned out Deccan was wrong too. Not Decker, Burkett, sorry. How can you say his name? Beast of York, I think it was in the paper. What does Humble's... anyone can ask YouTube. That's what the fuck what Dan Humble new bird say about appearing on this channel from Logo Pip? She's a ballroom dancer. He says, I bet she's probably dancer for money. Humbles can start trouble as well as not picking on them alone. I watch yourself, Paddy Conwell and Danny Grizzly, Brett, Craig, and his girlfriend. Yeah, I'm just interesting because like I'm just in people that are completely non-biased. You know how they look at this. Don't give a shit about me. Don't give a shit about him. Don't really know that, you know, they might watch it live here and there. Who comes across more credible? I mean, when he puts his story out, when Kevin puts his story out, the people look at that, huh? That make fucking sense. Fucking hell, the bloke accused me of wearing Ben Hornaby jeans, for Christ's sake. Oh dear. Anyway, it's time for me to go now. I need to move on. I've got to go to bigger and better places. Who does that remind you of? I'm leaving YouTube to go on bigger and better things. I need to come back a few days later. So that's one of the questions I'm going to leave. Put your answer in the comments as to who came up with that quote. Smell you later, everybody. See you later, everybody. Scheduled bus to school. Yeah, the bacon bus. Alright, catch you later on.